Next poem is
Wait, just 1 second. Okay,
Okay.
you're gonna read another poem for us?
Yes, I would like to. This one is called Crazy Old Man. This is out of the collection that I call Dreams of Nostradamus. I was working on the rigs for the last 20 years and I've seen what people actually do to the nature. And this is sort of a reflection of my view on what happening to the earth. This is the story of an old man fiasco who lived by the river called Athabasca. He was born and lived his life on a farm, did what he could, never caused any harm. His children was grown and his wife passed away. Like any farmer, he dreamed of retiring one day. A company swallowed his land in a single gulp and built a mill to produce a pulp. Air began to smell like a toxic gas, and trees become paper to wipe humans' ass. He went down a stream. He deserved some peace. He worked all his life and could do as he pleased. He bought an acreage on the edge of the park where he could hear bison pinching grass in the dark. At the end of his life, he did not need attention. He drew himself garden and survived on a pension. He would always go and sit by the river, watch an eagle take fish, hear the dam built down by beaver. In 10 or so years, things begin to change. The tar sands got expansion and air filled with stench. When he went to catch his evening dish, he began to see some deforming fish. In the forest he heard the ravens' happy laughs as they fed on deformed and discarded calves. At first he thought he was bitten by a tick, but the time passed and he still felt sick. The young doctor that looked like some high school prancer gave him diagnosis, a stage 4 cancer. He's prescribed the strongest light of defense. Come to Edmonton for treatment once every month. That is where he met one smart slacker, also dying from cancer, who claimed to be a hacker. Both knew the disease that they had has won, and that's how their friendship began. Once the farmer asked that genius on a scooter, "How would you break into world's biggest computer?" You could see the steam almost blew the lid as ideas moved in the head of that kid. As disease began to take his autonomy, the kid taught old man about astronomy and the biggest computer on a satellite dish, strong enough that through galaxy you can sell you wish. About zeta reticulate binary stars and a little green man that brought greetings from Mars. They made a promise. Instead of last dish, they would help each other to fulfill last wish. Once old man came to city, but young man met his end. Shit. Leaving a letter he has written with his hand. I fulfill my half. Now if you dare, make my dream come true. Truth is out there. The instructions for use were simple and brisk. All he had to do is insert the disc. When cancer has taken what old man had to give, and young generous doctor gave him 2 months to live, he approached the foundation that grants the man's last wish. He wanted to visit the world's largest satellite dish. He secured donation, and in several days, he was told in 2 weeks he could come and hear space. I guess his donation impressed the foundation. For NASA it was also good public relations. he left his will to World Vision. There was newspapers, photos, and a big television. They came the moment when he came to the place where the brightest months on a planet eavesdrop on a space. The guy said, "This is largest project that the NASA did." The old man thought, "Will it last as long as pyramid?" The guy continued, "I read that you ask and you wish to see how we control and move this big dish." He proudly went on, "It takes only one man and program on a disk. Then machine gives you a hand." Old man saw the controls. It looked very simple. Then he grabbed the guide and squeezed him like a pimple. Then he threw him out like a frozen turd. A dying farmer was stronger than a healthy nerd. It wasn't that hard. On a marble floor, he turned Dirk sideways and blocked the door. He made young man promise as he shook his hand and inserted the disc where it said to send. With his skinny bald head, like a green man from Mars, the old man pointed dish towards binary stars. And in all of the codes that universe have ever seen, the following words appear on a computer screen. Is there any intelligent life out there? Can anyone hear me? Does anyone care? If you receive this message light years away, give me your time and hear what I say. If you ever decide to find us someday, we were one of the systems in a Milky Way. We were third satellite of the yellow star. We look blue from the space. If you're not that far, you will see our oceans. They're blue like the skies. The yellow sands of the deserts and a cup sealed in ice. But our planet is doomed. It's become overrun by the species that came from some other sun. To fulfill their needs, they must destroy and kill inhabitants in their bloodthirsty ploy. Many species of Earth has already gone, and many more on the brink, not to see the next dawn. They cut out the forest and clean that clear air for the planet, and covered good land with a man-made granite. They're poisoning water and destroying land. Can you please come and give us a hand? They turn air that we breathe into poison gas. They waste so much food and none left for us. They move in machines, even thought they have legs. They took away beaches where turtle lay eggs. They kill to control population. And the reason tells what stopped those species to control themselves. So if you can hear me, come and give us a hand. We're not involved to make a stand. If you're a being that can truly think, come and give us a hand. Our life's on the brink. Every one of us knows, and they know themselves, that that missing link came from somewhere else. So if you from the future, in this poisoned dirt, find bones of the species who coexisted with Earth, if you decide to rebuild us someday, try to find in the fossil some DNA. When you came from the stars, riding cosmic waves, you will find us by the junk human left in space. If anyone hear us, give us a hand. The life on this planet is facing its end. Then he pushed the button when it says enter, as security sirens rang over the center. As his force penetrated that cosmic soup, the program had computer repeat its loop. Then he lit his pipe. Smile came to his face. He knew that his words will be heard in space. At this time of his life, he did not have to panic. He felt presence of the operator who sent sauce from Titanic, and he did not care. Oh God. That they call him insane, like that operator in Halifax who stopped the train. 4 security guards held him to the ground as the sirens filled air with a deafening sound. They struggled with program but could not shut it off as he was laughing at them in this mountain loft. He hacked the computer by inserting that disk. He was ready to take that young man's risk. As they beat him like a fox that was caught in a coop, the computer again repeated its loop. Are there any intelligent life out there? Can anyone hear me? Does anyone care? And that's it.
Excellent.
You want to redo the line?